Genesis.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Siler.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Chris, and we are the GIN Anti-Bullying Group.
As you guys all know, we go to Catholic Cook School in Chicago, Illinois, and we're very excited to be here.
Bullying is using one's power or influence to intimidate or scare someone into doing what one wants. Jessica, it's your turn. Oh, okay. We chose the topic of bullying because it is something that we can work on in our hometown, Chicago, although this is also a global issue.
Bullying happens everywhere, especially with all the technology and social networks that we have nowadays.
Things like exclusion and discrimination happen all over the world. Segregation and bigotry are still alive and well globally. For example, misogyny and anti-Semitism are huge issues that we are still trying to solve.
Okay, so now that we have told you a little bit about how bullying is a local and a global issue, we're going to help you understand some of the differences between types of behavior, because sometimes people confuse what bullying is and what other things are.
Okay, so the first type of bullying behavior that we have is called normal peer
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Just a reminder, after this, everyone go to your global villages. Okay? And advise you to the meaning of the minds. Sorry for the interruption.
Okay, so a normal peer conflict is using one, it actually happens the most often. It's when two friends fight, but not really fight, but they, it's easy to solve and it happens pretty often, as you may know from experience.
Yeah. So does anyone have an example of something that could happen during school or outside of school, just normal peer conflict was just a mini fight between friends?
Yeah.
Like saying, what happens to me with my friends is having a discussion of if the question is right or wrong in homework or something like that.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah.
Like if you like something and your friend doesn't like that thing, you start disagreeing.
Yeah. All right. So. Yeah.
The next type of bullying behavior is mean behavior. Mean behavior is any look,
Gesture,
Word,
Or action,
that hurts a person's
body,
feelings.
friendships.
reputation,
or property.
Sometimes mean behavior can occur unintentionally. So here's a scenario. No, we're not doing this.
Okay. Well, I mean, you guys are making the scenario. So what is something that's mean, but it's not necessarily bullying? Yeah. So it's not normal peer conflict because it doesn't happen as often. It's sometimes on purpose, but it's an example of something that's mean.
But not.
Charlie.
Insulting what a friend wears.
Yeah. Yeah.
The skin, insulting a person's skin color.
Yes. Yeah. For example. Yes.
It's not racist.
Oh, raising hand. So yeah. And then we're gonna go to the last type of bullying.
The last type of the bullying behavior is, of course, bullying. Bullying is something that is
Intentional
repeated.
and unfair.
Okay, so can anyone come up with any examples of bullying? Remember, it happens.
It's repeated.
Excluding someone from something? Maybe?
Repeatedly.
Yes. Continually. Yes. Yes.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Like almost every day tripping him when he comes to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Just making that person feel like they're not that important every single day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
And if the person is in 8th grade and he's bullying someone in preschool,
Yeah.
imbalance.
Good. Because there's usually an imbalance of power. Okay. So now that you know normal peer conflict and mean behavior and bullying, we have an activity that you guys are going to have to sort out these cards. So get into four different groups. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Here's the cards.
Not many people.
You guys can do 4. No, we have them, Jessica.
Okay.
Sort these into piles. They should do the activity too. I told them, and they just had 2 groups. Guys, we need to. No.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask them if they want to do it? Do you guys want to do that activity? Just kidding. You guys want to do it? And then mean behavior and bullying. Okay?
I'm a nail.
We're going to make a pile, one with normal peer conflict behaviors, one with mean behaviors, and one with bullying behaviors.
Dude, is it normal peer conflict?
Conflict, one with mean behavior and one with bullying behavior. And be prepared to talk about it and answer, because sometimes it may not be prepared to talk about it because they ask questions. I have to answer.
I don't know, we made this.
This is,
Diego.
Fully, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so
Normal. This is me.
mean, normal,
You're playing chess at least. Your friends who you playing against.
yeah, normal, mean, bully. Now, you're having a moment.
Wait, is this mean? Like, they always ignore your request to be white.
Mean behavior, that's like in chess. Unless it's
TV, Lisa and Molly got into an argument over whether the receiver stepped out of bounds or not. Lisa thinks he stayed in, and Molly thinks he stepped out. After arguing for a few seconds, Lisa doesn't let it go and continues to argue, wanting to make sure she's right. Normal peer conflict. Okay. You're having a small group go to the park with you after school to shoot hoops. You don't invite those people during school, but you all talk about how excited you are to go. During school. Yeah, that's mean behavior. You're playing chess at recess. Your friend, who you happen to be playing against, insists on being white every time. They always ignore your requests to be white.
Someone overhears it.
The always part makes me think it's like, it's not necessarily, it's like, it could be a symptom of something else, the fact that they're, but it's only two people. And there is a power in that, it seems, because this one can't, this one has the word always. Yeah, so let's put that over there first. You're having a small group go to the park with you after school to shoot hoops. You tell those people during school, and another friend that isn't going overhears it.
we don't know.
Why is that? And we don't know if it's
We'll go with it.
repeating. Charlie, one more again.
Alright, Maura tells
This
Teresa.
is like every Tuesday.
Maura tells Teresa that
Every time.
I'm too confused.
she chooses.
just keep them where they are. We'll
Which is
go
the one
with
seed
that.
one? This is
A
the
group
seed
of
one.
kids are shooting baskets in the
Well,
park.
watch
They
it.
tell another kid that they can't play with them.
The struggle.
Just put them there.
Alright, this
Okay.
is like, what would you call this?
Playing chess at recess.
They're supposed to be friends, but they're not friends. They're friends condition.
Yeah, this is normal
Five more seconds.
I don't know what this is.
Couple more seconds. Couple more seconds.
We're so smart, we got it so fast.
And he always uses the argument. Okay, come on, finish. You have like 15 more seconds. Come on. Oh, Jesus.
Last 2 seconds.
You're done?
Sorry.
Alright,
We did it.
All right, well,
Okay.
so.
So,
Okay.
in one category.
Did any group have a disagreement within their group about it?
Okay.
Does anybody have like a card that their group disagreed about or want to talk about?
Yeah, go ahead.
No?
Charlie, go ahead.
One more, just at the beginning of class, the teacher asks you to pick a seat. There is one open seat next to you. Two of your friends want to sit there. You invite Marcus next to you. Lucas's feelings are hurt. We think that is either normal peer conflict or mean behavior.
That would be.
Well, yeah, explain.
because,
There's no necessarily right or wrong answer.
It's not really bullying because one person has to sit there, so it's obvious that one person isn't going to sit there.
And it's not repeated.
There you go.
So which one is it? Normal or?
It depends on the person. It's all opinionated, but you know, you have to be able to know that
and
it's
it's
bullying.
conflict because
They're
that's
not
like
Yeah.
has to sit
Because
there
they're
every
friends, so
time.
it has to be conflict.
And it's only a one-time thing. Like you said, it's not repeated.
Yeah.
So we think it's normal peer conflict.
Good.
Does
Anything
anybody
else?
else have a,
Something that they not necessarily disagreed on, but found interesting, or
that was a
strange,
little bit
weird?
tougher?
I found this really weird. Like, you're playing chess at recess, your friend, who you happen to be playing against, insists on being white every time. They always ignore your white.
That it's, I know that.
I think I know.
That it's bullying because it's repeated because every time he's white.
It could be.
And apparently he always wins the argument.
Which means that there's an imbalance of power.
There you go.
Yeah.
Vocabulary words.
Brilliant.
Anything else?
Anybody else have one?
Too genius.
Yes.
Leonard, the one that about Leonard telling Bob he would rather not sit with him today, he wants to sit with other people today. We thought that one was maybe not in any of these categories, but might be the way to handle something if you just want to have some, like a break, you just wanna branch out, then I don't know what other way you would do that. So this was really, we didn't, thought it maybe wasn't even mean.
Yeah, because some people, might think, oh, he doesn't want me to sit next to him on purpose, but, it could be, they just need a break from
Yeah.
friends. So it's kind of interesting to see where people put it.
And we also thought that a lot of them that we put in the mean behavior, or in the mean behavior category, if they were repeated, would be bullying behavior.
Yes.
But they're not, but but since they didn't say they were repeated, seemed like they're just like one-off mean behavior.
That's what bullying basically is, just like, yeah, okay, so we're gonna
Alright,
continue.
so now there are 4 main types of bullying. These are
Physical bullying. Next slide, please.
Oh, no.
okay. Sorry.
Okay, let's, yeah, there. There, no,
No, just here for now, okay. Physical bullying, which consists of activities like hitting, kicking, punching.
okay, yeah, hitting, kicking, punching, physical things, fighting, okay, next one. Verbal bullying, which is stuff like teasing people, name calling, things like that.
Cyberbullying, which consists of any sort of bullying online through the internet.
And the last one is relational bullying, which is like exclusion, backstabbing, stuff like that.
Does anyone have an example of these 4 different types of bullying? Physical, yes.
When a person pushes like someone around a lot, but it's like repeatedly, and you might be taller and stronger than the other guy.
What type is that?
Physical.
Alright,
Good
take
job.
one more.
You can be.
For cyberbullying, when you maybe make a post that targets or insults somebody.
Good job,
Yeah.
Charlie.
Good to go.
All right. So here are some facts about bullying.
So almost 1 out of 3 students are bullied, which means there are more than 3.2 million students being bullied.
Every year.
Every year.
And there are over 4,400 bullying-related deaths every year.
Every 7 minutes, a child is bullied.
And more than 67% of students believe that their schools respond poorly to bullying.
About 160,000 teenagers do not attend school because of bullying every day. 1 out of 4 teachers do not see any problems with bullying, and they will only intervene 4% of the time.
90% of 4th through 8th graders believe that they have been targeted bullying.
71% of students think that bullying is a problem at their school.
1 out of 10 students leave their schools because of bullying.
Alright, now we have another activity.
Yes.
This one's called
Wrinkled One. Miss, can you have the paper? Okay, so
No, Chris already drew with a Wendy.
It wasn't a very good Wendy
Wanda.
I like Wanda.
It is Wanda.
We're having a pure conversation.
Why can't we be a gender blind society? Wrinkled Willie. Gender blind.
Girl, boys. I agree with you. Girl. I
It's
don't
Wandy
agree.
or
You
Wanda.
want to go.
There's there's more paper.
Okay.
Here's your Wanda.
No, wait, Jessica, you want them?
I want to.
Sorry.
It doesn't matter. Okay,
so, calm down.
So,
What we're going to be doing here.
Okay, so the idea of this is that
Give me your pen. Yay.
Explain it.
Okay, alright, so, Chris, can I explain the
okay,
activity?
so this activity is called Wrinkled Wanda, and basically you have drawn your, or we have drawn for you, your little stick figure, right?
Wanda?
Wanda.
Yes.
So Wanda is your friend, and Wanda just told people something bad about you, and you don't like Wanda now.
Yeah, so you're gonna write
So you're gonna
all
write
of these
all
mean things about Wanda on your paper. Just write them all over.
Okay.
We're gonna give you like,
Yeah.
2 minutes. Or
No.
1 minute.
Wow.
1 minute.
Dang. Fat.
Hit me with something crazy.
Look at this lack of sound.
Selfish.
Stomachless.
You can be skinny and fat at the same time.
Skinny, stupid, fat.
Okay, guys, I think that's enough. I think we're good. Okay, all right, okay, I think we're okay.
No, you're so angry at one.
Taking out all my anger, man.
Crumpled paper.
Crumpled paper. You're so angry. You just don't rip it. No ripping. Don't rip it. Crinkle. You're just so angry. Just crinkle it.
Now you found out that
Stop it.
Wanda didn't actually say what she said.
It was
It was just a rumor.
Now try to uncrinkle the
Try to
paper.
uncrinkle it. Try to make her feel better.
Try to make it perfect.
No.
Okay, so try to make it as before.
It's never going to be the same. The damage you do stays forever. You're always going to remember it. It can never be the same.
You can't undo it.
Then you can't erase the words, even if you try.
Yeah.
No, but they're still marked.
Alright.
Okay. Wait, no, okay.
Now we have a,
We're going to collect these.
Okay.
We're going to play the video.
They told it all better.
Okay, no.
I called her big eared.
Alright, we're going to play this video.
Wait, no, we're playing a video now.
And it's not by us, it's by someone.
A poet named Shane's wife. What was that?
And I will
Hello, hi. We're gonna play a video for you guys. It's a poem that kind of talks about the effect that bullying can have on people, and it's really good. And it's about 7 minutes. So.
settle in.
Yes.
I used to think that pork chops and karate chops were the same thing.
I've seen that.
I thought they were both pork chops. And because my grandmother thought it was cute, and because they were my favorite, she let me keep doing it. Not really a big deal. One day, before I realized fat kids are not designed to climb trees, I fell out of a tree and bruised the right side of my body. I didn't want to tell my grandmother about it because I was scared I'd get in trouble for playing somewhere I shouldn't have been. A few days later, the gym teacher noticed the bruise and I got sent to the principal's office. From there, I was sent to another small room with a really nice lady who asked me all kinds of questions about my life at home. I saw no reason to lie. As far as I was concerned, life was pretty good. I told her whenever I'm sad, my grandmother gives me karate chops. This led to a full-scale investigation, and I was removed from the house for 3 days until they finally decided to ask how I got the bruises. News of this silly little story quickly spread through the school, and I earned my first nickname, Pork Chop. To this day, I hate pork chops. I'm not the only kid who grew up this way. Surrounded by people who used to say that rhyme about sticks and stones. As if broken bones hurt more than the names we got called them all. So we grew up believing no one would ever fall in love with us. That we'd be lonely forever. That we'd never meet someone to make us feel like the sun was something they built for us in their tool shed. So broken heartstrings bled the blues as we tried to empty ourselves so we would feel nothing. Don't tell me that hurts less than a broken bone. That an ingrown life is something the surgeons can cut away. That there's no way for it to metastasize, it does. She was 8 years old. Our first day of grade 3 when she got called ugly. We both got moved to the back of class so we would stop getting bombarded by spitballs. But the school halls were a battleground. We found ourselves outnumbered day after wretched day. We used to stay inside for recess because outside was worse. Outside we'd have to rehearse running away or learn to stay still like statues, giving no clues that we were there in grade 5. They tipped a sign to the front of her desk that read, "Beware of the dog." To this day, despite a loving husband, she doesn't think she's beautiful because of a birthmark that takes up a little less than half her face. Kids used to say she looks like a wrong answer that someone tried to erase but couldn't quite get the job done. And they'll never understand that she's raising 2 kids whose definition of beauty begins with the word mom. Because they see her heart before they see her skin. Because she's only ever always been amazing. He was a broken different branch grafted onto a different family tree. Adopted. Not because his parents opted for a different destiny. He was 3 when he became a mixed drink of 1 part left alone and 2 parts tragedy. Started therapy in 8th grade. Had a personality made up of tests and pills. Lived like the uphills were mountains and the downhills were cliffs. 4/5 suicidal, a tidal wave of antidepressants, and an adolescence being called pauper. 1 part because of the pills, 99 parts because of the cruelty. He tried to kill himself in grade 10 when a kid who could still go home to mom and dad had the audacity to tell him, get over it. As if depression is something that can be remedied by any of the contents found in a first aid kit. To this day, he is a stick of TNT lit from both ends. Could describe to in detail the way the sky bends in the moment before it's about to fall. And despite an army of friends who all call him an inspiration, he remains a conversation piece between people who can't understand. Sometimes being drug-free has less to do with addiction and more to do with sanity. We weren't the only kids who grew up this way. To this day, kids are still being called names. Classics were, hey stupid, hey spaz. Seems like every school has an arsenal of names getting updated every year. And if a kid breaks in a school and no one around chooses to hear, do they make a sound? Or they just background noise from a soundtrack stuck on repeat when people say things like kids can be cruel? Every school was a big top circus tent, and the pecking order went from acrobats to lion tamers, from clowns to carnies. All of these miles ahead of who we were freaks. Lobster claw boys and bearded ladies. Oddities juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire, spin the bottom, trying to kiss the wounded parts of ourselves and heal. But at night, while the others slept, we kept walking the tightrope. It was practice, and yes, some of us fell. But I want to tell them that all of this is just debris. Left over when we finally decide to smash all the things we thought we used to be. And if you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror. Look a little closer. Stare a little longer. Because there's something inside you that made you keep trying despite everyone who told you to quit. You built a cast around your broken heart inside of yourself. You decided they weren't raw. Because maybe you didn't belong to a group or a clique. Maybe they decided to pick you last for basketball or everything. Maybe you used to bring bruises and broken teeth to show and tell but never told. Because how can you hold your ground if everyone around you wants to bury you beneath it? You have to believe that they were raw. They have to be wrong. Why else would we still be here? We grew up learning to cheer on the underdog because we see ourselves in them. We stem from a root planted in the belief that we are not what we were called. We are not abandoned cars stalled out and sitting empty on some highway. And if in some way we are, don't worry. We only got out to walk and get gas. We are graduating members from the class of we made it. Not the faded echoes of voices crying out names will never hurt me. Of course, they did. But our lives will only ever always continue to be a balancing act that has less to do with pain and more to do with beauty.
All right. Obviously, very. Okay, so what did you guys think of the video?
Really strong.
Yes.
I've seen that video like 30 times and I still think it's so sad.
Yeah.
Talento.
Okay, so a certain way you can help prevent people from feeling the way that wrinkled Wanda would have or the people in the video would have is to be an upstander.
If one bystander says stop it, the bullying will end within 10 seconds, 57% of the time.
If 2 people say stop it, the bullying will end within 10 seconds, 88% of the time.
If 3 bystanders say stop it, bullying will end within 10 seconds, 91% of the time.
And since you've learned some stuff about bullying, what do you guys think are some ways you can help prevent bullying?
besides being able to stand?
Yes.
Well, I guess is most of the problem with like bullying is like a lot of times teachers don't like know about it really. So like informing them like beforehand, like, telling them that there's actually something going on.
Good job.
Anyone else? Okay, so we have a class at our school called Second Step, which teaches young students to resolve their relational conflicts in friendly ways. And it also teaches about the difference between bullying and just being mean.
We wanted to teach students more about the differences between the types of bullying, and as well as grow up on the previous knowledge about upstanders and what they can do to help stop bullying.
Okay, so when we were talking to them, our main goal was trying to prevent bullying because we figured out that most of the bullying happens in middle school, and since they're a lot younger, we were trying to teach them, not to bring it into middle school and what to do if it does happen in middle school. Yes.
So we worked with the 3rd grade class, and we got to listen to them answer our questions and see them do activities which we created. And there were also activities that you guys just did. Next, we put together a survey to help us figure out what our middle school already knew about bullying.
This helped us put together a presentation for our 3rd and 4th graders as well as our middle school, which is 5th through 8th grade.
And so then after these presentations, we started a program called Band-Aids for Bullying.
Okay, another activity, last one. So, Band-Aids for bullying is, there's
Anyone need a pen?
I need a Band-Aid for my eyes.
That was okay.
No. She'll explain what to do. Just don't touch it again. I need that pen back. You guys can share it.
I have a pen. I think they still
I
have
have
my
some
pen.
extra pen. You guys need a pen?
I have one more pen.
Okay, no, leave it. Don't touch it.
Who's folding this?
And Jessica.
Oh no, it's not. It's I know.
I know who that is.
Purple person. Okay, guys.
Did
the teachers have Band-Aids?
Yeah.
Okay. So Band-Aids for bullying is kind of, it shows the beginning of eliminating bullying. And so it's a big silhouette of a person, obviously. And on the Band-Aid, we went to go present to the younger kids, and they did it too. It says, "I am sorry for," and then you write something you're sorry for. You don't have to write your name. Don't write anyone else's name. And it's kind of showing. Okay, let's wait. It's kind of showing, how Band-Aids don't necessarily fix the problem. If you have a cut and you put a Band-Aid on, it's not going to fix it. It's just, kind of, helping it out a little bit. Yeah. And so Band-Aids are kind of representing, you notice there's a problem and you know that it needs to be fixed, and so you're just acknowledging it. And that's always the beginning of starting to fix the problem. So you guys can write, "I'm sorry for," and then
Something you're sorry
teasing you, excluding you,
Something
being
on this
rude.
side?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Not
you
on
can-
the sticky side.
Not on the sticky side, so you guys can stick it. There you go. You have like
On the
like 2
on the
minutes.
Band-Aid part.
I need
2 minutes, go.
When you're done, come stick it up here.
It's okay, you'll stick it on flat.
What?
If you do want to come stick it up, just go up there and stick it on.
Preferably somewhere where you can tell.
We say I'm sorry for and then what?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Calling you feel bad. It's not easy. So an example would I am sorry for equals brag. Yeah. I'm sorry for being me. I'm sorry for being sorry. That's hard to write. I know. That's what
I'm perfect.
Oh, sorry, Mr.
And you got 10 minutes.
2 minutes, guys.
Here you go,
Genesis.
Somewhere where it's
Genesis.
not a crease, so like right there.
Can you like keep eating it?
Yes, because there's no crease there.
Well, that's probably like 10 times.
Okay. Pen back.
Am I done? Am I It's private. It's so private for the whole world to see.
Yeah.
You never know.
But they won't know yet.
This will be hanging up in our school, so you guys know. This will be hanging up in our school.
Really? Good thing I didn't put piggy.
You're right in Spanish.
I just put him sorry for coming. No?
Alright.
I'm sorry for stopping.
No, I don't.
Where did you get that?
We bought chocolate croissants and set up.
Okay, so
If bullying is a problem at your school, you can start by taking action and being an upstander.
slide two. Oh, slide two? No. Okay, there you go. Chris.
Sorry, okay. It's great to teach kids to be an upstander as opposed to being a bystander. And being an upstander is a very important step to help stop bullying.
When we get back home to Chicago, we will present to our first and second graders, as well as finish our banners for bullying activity. Oh, is that my line? Yeah. We also want to talk to the Parent-Teacher Association at our school to share our knowledge with the parents and teachers so they can help prevent and stop bullying.
We are very thankful for this experience, and we cannot wait to expand and continue working on helping prevent and stop bullying at our school as well as all over the place. And we are excited to share what we learned here with everyone else.
So thanks for coming to our
Do you
presentation.
guys have any questions?
Yes.
While I pass out the candy.
Wait,
Yes.
what's like the difference between being like a bystander and...
Okay, so a bystander, I'm explaining.
Okay, fine.
A bystander is someone who like watches someone else being bullied, and then the upstander is someone who like stands up to the person who confronts the bully.
Okay, can you wrap up on camera?
You can just wrap it up.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.
Welcome.